So, my top 5 YouTube channels. So I wanted to do this list not for the purpose of telling you this is my definite list of the best YouTube channels you should be definitely watching. I did it more so to get feedback on your favorite channels as well, because I know that there is so much great content out there waiting to be watched, and some of it are surely criminally underwatched or under-discovered, for the lack of a better word, but nonetheless I will list my top 5 picks, and they all fill different purposes. Some I may watch or rather listen to knock me out in the evening when my brain is doing somersaults and I need something to zone out to. Some I watch for the inspiration, some maybe I only listen to, and so on and so forth. I wanted, as I always like to do, structure this in some way, shape or form. So I've categorized this a bit. So there is a gameplay, lore, podcast type videos, painting, and miscellaneous. That might not be very clear at all, but it's the best I can do at the moment. So I'm gonna start with gameplay. So these videos are not in any particular order. So my channel's main focus is obviously Warhammer Underworlds, with a rather large side order of MESPG and perhaps a small teaser here and there with other stuff, but that's pretty marginal. So at the moment, I don't really think there is a really good Underworlds bat rep type channel out there. Sorry folks. There is certainly decent content, but it's not gonna top my pick for gameplay here. We used to have the excellent Tabletop Sydney, which I may have chosen if they were still active. I don't really mind shouting them out, because they once upon a time shouted me out as a content creator, and they appreciated it, and I really am very thankful for that. Since they though are sadly inactive, I will not have them be part of this list, but if you haven't watched their excellent content, be sure to go back and do so. It is, I think, mainly championship, so it's out-rotated, but I don't really think that matters. It's still very good. Instead, my gameplay spot though will go to an MESPG channel I quite enjoy, and there is actually several good channels featuring this game, but I think the clear winner here is Conquest Creations, even though I think his other videos might be lacking some graphics, etc., and maybe I think the cozy feel could be ramped up. His bat trips are excellent stuff. Good camera work, beautiful models, excellent terrain, nicely paced bat trips with clear audio and good explanations that even an early intermediate, which I will count myself as at best, and probably as the beginner, can follow along too. He and his guests always make good efforts to explain the tactics and highlight key moments, etc. during the bat rep, so make sure to give him a watch if you haven't already. It's a pretty well-known channel, so you probably know about this guy, but I can't really choose another channel with a straight face. So now we go over to lore then. This is a tough spot since there is so much good content out there. There's some excellent channels, especially for 40k. Since 40k is not really my main jam, I don't really mind it. I've listened to a lot of Horus Heresy and I really like it. I am gonna go with another Tolkien channel here though. For lore, I think good cozy voice and good pacing is key. I think there's just nothing that beats Nerd of the Rings. This guy is extremely knowledgeable, seems like a really nice, humble guy, has some really interesting long format and shorter format content, not only about the usual Middle-earth suspects, but also the fringe, but also interesting characters, events, and places as well, right? So audio, visuals, and the complete package is just S tier with this guy. Great stuff. Next up we have a podcast. I think this is not something I usually take time to watch all that often or listen to a lot, but when I do, I just love the painting phase. These guys are great to listen to while I paint or drive, or even while falling asleep. They never fail to invite interesting guests, and quite honestly, it doesn't really matter what subject they talk about, because they will just magically make stuff interesting and funny, even if they've just lost track of the subject like 3 hours ago. And they are funny as HELL. That surely doesn't hurt. And the production is really high standard, from audio to camera work. There's some painting as well here, but I don't really watch this channel for that, since it's mostly like speed painting tips, and I think there are, no disrespect, better channels for that purpose. And on that note, let's go over to the painting category. This is such a huge category, it's almost impossible to choose, and to be fair, I used to watch painting videos a lot, but I don't really anymore, kind of burned out on them. I just find that there's a lot of channels now that do like speed painting tips and get your army ready in no time, and I don't really think we need an endless supply of that, maybe. So for me, it's gonna come down to a very personal choice, and this time actually a small channel. I don't really remember how I found this guy, but Caffeinated Miniatures has immense production value, a unique painting style, has some interesting, unorthodox ideas. It's not afraid to go against the trend or even like contradict himself from a previous video. He's very knowledgeable in terms of technique, color sense, and so on and so forth. Check him out if you haven't. He surely deserves way more than his like current 3,400 subs or so. Mostly I think the channel really has a nice cozy vibe, and I think that's something that is very important to me throughout this list. And more on that note, let's go over to the last category here, miscellaneous. This is a bit weird one, I guess. This guy is also pretty weird in the best possible way. Let's be clear about that. J-Max Middle-earth Armies is such an amazing channel. This guy is my go-to when I need to be cheered the F up. He is funny as F-U-C-K. He has cracked me up more times than I can remember. But he's not only funny, he makes some quality content for Middle-earth as well. He goes on tournaments, does terrain builds, posts battle reports and painting videos and whatnot. You never really know what to expect in his videos, apart from his pet rabbit, some bad language, and your much needed weekly dose of Scottish accent, which I can't reproduce for you, sadly. That is it, folks. That's my list of cozy, interesting hobby channels for the YouTubes. Now, though, I want your lists, so hit me up in the comments and let's share some great content creators. Until next time, bye. This is Mats again, chiming in to thank you for watching the video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like and comment, and to not miss out on future content, ring the bell as well. And if you really liked this video, feel free to click the thanks button just below this video. And if you want to support me even further, you can now become a channel member and claim the title of Critical Focus fan. Until next time, take care, bye.